Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today's video I'm going to talk about Rahu transit in Aquarius and its impact on Pisces rising. So anybody with a Pisces rising, Pisces Ascendant, Pisces Lagna or Moon in Pisces, this video is applicable for all of them. Now, I'm sorry. Now let's talk about the transit. So Rahu would be transiting in your 12th house. Rahu would be transiting in the house of Aquarius, which means, Rahu co-lords Aquarius. That's a very comfortable position for Rahu. Now, that's one. Now, the second thing is, 12th house is a malefic house, and Rahu is a malefic planet. So, when a malefic planet moves into a malefic house, it produces great results. It produces good results. Like we've studied in maths, minus and minus is plus. Negative and negative is positive. In the same way, a malefic house and a malefic planet produces positive results. Now, the third thing is, Jupiter also would be aspecting your 12th house. Now, what is 12th house? Now, let's talk about the transit in detail. So, what is 12th house? What are the character traits of 12th house? So, 12th house is the house of foreign travel. 12th house is the house of foreign migration. 12th house is the house of, isolation. 12th house is the house of, sleep. 12th house is the house of bed pleasures. Now, what happens when Rahu is transiting in your 12th house? Now, let's talk, on all these things one by one. So, the first thing, would happen is, anybody who's planning to migrate abroad, that's an excellent time for them. Anybody who's planning to migrate abroad for a job, you would see all the conditions will come into your favor, and there's a very high probability that you migrate abroad. Anybody who's planning to, migrate abroad for a business, excellent time for that. Anybody, living in their own country into import-export business, or into any kind of, which has a foreign entity or a foreign connection, any business, they would see a lot of success in this area. So, beautiful times in terms of, traveling abroad. So this is the time, you would see that like most people, travel abroad because that's very favorable condition around the foreign land. Now that's the first thing. Now the next thing is that, this is the time. So you people, Pisces people, 1.5 years prior to 18th of May. So from 18th of May, 1.5 years before that, you guys had a very, very, very busy life. Very, very, you were just chasing after money, you were chasing after material, and you were, chasing after everything around ambition, around, wealth, money, success, career, power. Now, and with Pisces people, there is you people, you have a lot of inquisities around. You have a lot of inquiries around, very inquisitive about, what is earth, what is nature, what is tree, what is, clouds, what is river, what is a sea. You have a lot of questions around that. But because we live in a material world, because we have a lot of, things going on, you people don't get the time to know these answers. Now, the beauty of this particular transit for the next 1.5 years is that, now this is the time for you to go for a spiritual deep dive. Now you would be able, for the next 1.5 years, you would be in a spiritual bliss wherein, you would be experiencing all the beautiful things you wanted to know, which you were always inquisitive about. And now is the time, the next 1.5 years, where you would be able to, do a lot of, spiritualism. So beautiful times in terms of spiritualism, in terms of meditation, in terms of religion, in terms of, just traveling abroad for self-discovery. So beautiful times in terms of that. Now, the next thing is, this is the house of isolation also, which means, and isolation maybe is not the right word. I would say, today in today's times, it's a bliss if you get a time to, spend time with yourself and, know yourself, the journey of self-discovery. Just quietly sitting in a room, maybe talking to a mirror, or just knowing about yourself. This is the time for healing through self introspection. Like, what do you want? What do you like to eat? What kind of life do you are living? I mean, if like everybody is running, is it worth it? Ultimately, what we all need is just food, shelter, and little bit of security. So now this next 1.5 years, and there would be it. It though it is the house of isolation, but I would say it like there would be a lot of time for you for go for self introspection, because I mean you would be able to do a lot of inner re-engineering, and exploring a lot of things about yourself. Like, I mean, it's like being in love with yourself, and just trying to like find out what are the things that works on your body, like what kind of food works on your body, what kind of things which makes you happy. So I mean, that's such a beautiful time in terms of this. Now the next thing would be about the intuition. So, guys, this time, during this time, your intuition is the best coach. Your intuition is your best mentor. Your intuition is your best friend, a best consultant. So, whatever decision you want to take, maybe yes, you living in a US, and during this 1.5 years, you decide that I'm in a like a job which doesn't require me to be reporting to work every day, so I can work from anywhere. So you people may decide to just like rent your house or rent your apartment in US, and maybe move to a place like Indonesia and Bali. You may decide to move to a place like somewhere in South America. Somebody living in UK, they just decide to rent their apartment and move to a place like India and Goa, or maybe in Himalayas. So this is the time where you would see a lot of intuition is going to work for you, and whatever your heart says from the inside, guys, trust me, and this is the beautiful trait of Rahu, that it would be 100% right. You would, if you go by the gut, if you go by all the decisions according to your intuition, you would see a lot of happiness, and it would be a correct decision, because your intuition is the best in the next, in this particular transit. Now yes, there would be expenditures, expenditures, of course. If I mean, if you plan to migrate to a foreign land just for spiritualism, there would be expenditures, you know but the beautiful thing is that Jupiter also has an aspect on the 12th house, which means there could be expenditures on spiritualism. There could be expenditures on joining some yoga retreat. There could be expenditures in terms of like doing a charity, doing a donation for a religion, maybe whatever religion you follow. I mean, you do a donation for building a temple, building a mosque, building a church, building a gurudwara. So yes, there would be expenditures, and there would be little bit of stress due to expenditures, but because of the Jupiter's aspect, that money would be spent in the right causes. So that's also seen from here. So yes, this is the house of sleep, and during this time, yes, because I'll tell you the logic now. Rahu is the biggest enemy of Sun, and when Rahu gets into complete power, when the sun sets, so of course we all sleep after the sunset. So yes, with you people there could be problems related to sleep. So what I can suggest you is you can just download Rahu Yantra from Google, and whatever that paper or whatever you want to do it with the yantra, that image, you can like take a printout, and that yantra you can just keep it under the pillow, and you sleep, and you would see, you would get a lot of relief around the sleeping pattern. So yes, there could be a little bit of challenges or issues with your sleep. Now this is the time, like there could be dreams, and because of the placement of Rahu in a nakshatra, which is a healing nakshatra. So Rahu here gets into a healing mode. So what would happen, you would be healed. I mean, you would be healed through spiritualism. You would be healed through self-discovery. You would be healed through meditation. You would be healed through isolation. You would be healed through sleep. So you would see a lot of healing happens, and by these actions. So I would say it's a beautiful transit in terms of a pure spiritual bliss. So that's mostly what I wanted to talk about this transit. Now, the next thing what I want to talk about is that whatever I'm talking about this particular transit, we have to first see the position of Rahu in the natal chart, because this is about the transit. Also, we have to see, like what periods in your life you're passing through with, whether you're passing through with Rahu, Mahadasha, Antardasha, Pratyantardasha. We have to see the position of, Saturn in your natal chart. So that needs to be seen also. So now that's mostly I wanted to talk about this transit. Now, if anybody of you wants to do the treatments of Rahu during this time, so maybe some of you doesn't have a very good placement of Rahu in the natal chart, and who are passing through with Rahu time, then they want to go for a treatment around it. So you can just write in the comment, and I will share like what treatments you can do as per the placement of Rahu. Now the next thing is that anybody with the Pisces Ascendant passing through with Rahu, Mahadasha, Antardasha or Pratyantardasha, they can just write a comment, and I will add on something to that which is of value for you. Also, I have shared my number, I have shared my email address in the description. So anybody interested in me reading their chart or discussing their chart with me, they can connect me over WhatsApp, or they can write an email to me. I will respond on that email. So that's mostly I wanted to talk about this transit, guys. Beautiful times in terms of like congratulations, moving to a beautiful spiritual bliss for the next 1.5 years, where you would spend a lot of time, the journey of self-discovery is what I say, where you would be able to connect with God and ask for all these questions. So that's what I wanted to talk about the transit, guys. So if you've liked this video, I would request you to press the notification, to press the subscription, and also to add a comment, because it validates my effort. That's all for it today, guys. Thanks for your time. You have a great evening. Thank you.